Hey boys, welcome back to round 2 of the tipping and the preview for the NRL 2016 season. So first off, before we start this one, I'll quickly go through last week's results. So I actually got 5 out of 8, so not too terrible. Not a bad start with a few tough games, I gotta say. It was a difficult week. So quickly go through it. Broncos versus Eels. Broncos up 17-4. I tipped the Broncos. Then the next game, Bulldogs Seagulls. I tipped the Seagulls. The Bulldogs, way too good. The Seagulls were just terrible. I don't know. I'm very surprised that the Seagulls are so bad, but I guess that's the problem with a lot of new faces. Then the next game, we lost that one as well. Panthers versus Raiders. I picked the Panthers, and it was that was probably one of the toughest of the round. It could have gone either way, honestly. I think, both teams could have won that. Obviously, Raiders got a late try to blow it out a bit, but the Panthers definitely could have won that game. And a few big injuries out of that game as well, so we'll get into that in a second. The next game, we didn't get it as well, so we had like 3 losses in a row. I started the round off terribly, but I picked the Warriors, obviously, over the Tigers. Tigers won. I mean, who the fuck would have picked the Tigers who isn't a Tigers fan? Like, come on. Jesus, dude. I mean, I know when I picked the Warriors, I was like, the Warriors are away from home, anything can happen, and anything did happen. The fucking Tigers won. So the next game, Sharks v Cowboys. Got that one up. Cowboys held off the Sharks in a pretty good game. And then the next one, Roosters Rabbitohs. I was tossing and turning with this one as well, but the Rabbitohs ended up way too good. And looking at the sides, I got to say the Rabbitohs was definitely the right pick there. They had a very strong team, smashed the Roosters. And then the Knights v Titans. Picked the Titans. What a round for the Queensland teams. Titans too good. Everyone in the comment section saying Titans are gonna win the wooden spoon. Fucking Knights, man. God awful. Trent Hodkinson. I don't know why they signed him, but the Titans very strong. Like I said, I think the Titans forward pack is very good, and the best thing that could have happened was fucking Zillman was out injured, so that put David Mead to fullback, who is an amazing fullback. Like, it's so weird to me because I'm in the City Country games. David Mead, I forget I think he plays for Country. Yeah, I think Mead plays for Country. He's played there like the last 3 years at fullback. They pick him at fullback, and pretty much every year he's been like the best player on the field. But he never really gets a run there for the Titans. But I'm really hoping they don't put Zillman back to fullback after this. Like, Zillman was a decent player, but okay, we'll get into that a bit later. And then the next game we got up as well. Storm just over the Dragons, 18-16. So that's the last round. Let's get into round 2. First game, Panthers v Bulldogs. So, as you see, Tyrone Peachey has been named at hooker to replace Seguiaro. That is a big loss. Broken arm, that's huge. And Elijah Taylor is back into the side. I don't know why Taylor was dropped. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. But I am picking the Bulldogs pretty much on the back of Seguiaro being injured. He is a massive loss. I'm not sure how Tyrone Peachey is going to last the whole game. We'll see. And the Bulldogs have a few changes. Kerrod Holland will make his debut in centres, with Chase Stanley being out. God damn, Chase Stanley just has no luck with injuries, man. I think he's a really good player. He just cannot stay on the field. And Craig Garvey will also make his debut with Michael Leisha being out as well. I forgot about that. David Clemmer is back into the side, so both starting hookers are out for both teams, but Seguiaro is definitely a bigger loss than Leisha. I mean, Leisha's a good player. He's a good defender, but he doesn't... I don't know. He's not as good as Seguiaro, but I am tipping the Bulldogs. They were pretty impressive in the first round, and I think the loss of Seguiaro is going to be too much for the Panthers. As the next game, Friday night, Broncos v Warriors. So, man, this one's tricky. So, obviously, John Kahu is out injured. That's the only loss for the Broncos. It says here Jack Reed is coming into the centres. I'm not sure if that will happen. Excuse me, but I'm not sure if that'll happen because Jack Reed is obviously coming back from an injury. So whether or not he plays, I'm not too sure of. But, you know, if he doesn't play, then obviously Alex Glenn will go to centers. And Alex Glenn is like very solid replacement. Alex Glenn, very good center. I know he played that a fair bit in the under-20s. And then we got the Warriors here. Marina comes in onto the bench for Ben Henry, who's out. Bodie Thompson will start. I'm gonna tip the Broncos just because it is at Suncorp Stadium, but I'm not confident. I mean, the fact that Warriors lost the first round to the Tigers, they're probably going to put on a very, very good performance against the Broncos, but we'll see. I am tipping the Broncos, just a very strong side and at home, so that is my reasoning. But yeah, the Warriors, very fucking disappointing last week. And now the Raiders, Roosters, oh man. The Raiders, not good. Sam Williams and Lachlan Croker are going to be both the halves pairing with Austin and Aiden Caesar, both set to miss 5 weeks apparently. Aiden Caesar, obviously, he broke his cheekbone or eye socket. Pretty bad injury, honestly. And Blake Austin, a knee injury. So I feel like Caesar, 5 weeks is probably right. Blake Austin, you don't know. With knee injuries, it could take much longer. You don't know, but that's a big loss. A huge loss. And for Roosters, Daniel Tupou returns. Joe Burgess goes onto the bench. And with the 2 losses, I've got to go with the Roosters. Again, I'm not confident of this one, but actually I'm pretty confident. I don't see how the Raiders are going to win with Austin and Caesar out. If the Roosters don't win this game, then they're not going to make the top 8. That's for fucking sure. So we're tipping the Roosters. Next up, Rabbitohs v Knights. So this one's pretty easy. I'm going to tip the Rabbitohs straight away. Although a couple of omissions. So Luke Keary and George Burgess both return. So that's a couple of inclusions. George Burgess obviously a big one, but Adam Reynolds and Sutton are both out. Obviously, Reynolds broke his jaw, could be out for a fair while. John Sutton, not too sure of the length of his injury, but a big loss. So a bit of a shuffle in the forward pack, but they still got Cody Walker. Cody Walker, he impressed in the first round. Just a very good player, and obviously Luke Keary's back into the side, so it's not a huge, but obviously Reynolds was just on fire in that first game, so it is a big loss. And then for the Knights, Corbin Sims has been named to start. I don't know why he was on the bench in the first round. He was pretty much their best player last year. So, Kane Snowden is on an extended bench now. And a couple other guys, Denny Levi, Lachlan Fitzgibbon are into the big bench there. And Paulie is out through suspension. And Chanel Matauti is apparently out injured as well. So, a few changes there. But I am tipping the Rabbitohs. I don't see how the Knights are really going to win. Just not a fan. Not a fan of their side, man. Then we have the Eels versus Cowboys. So, Foran is back. Corey Norman is fit. And Danny Wicks moves on to an extended bench. Whether or not who drops off, probably either Alvaro or Danny Wicks. But obviously a huge inclusion with Foran. So it's going to be tough. Cowboys are unchanged, and I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I got to go with the Cowboys. Honestly, the Eels could be really good, but the fact that Foran didn't play the first game, so the combination is still not there. They haven't really got a chance to really, iron out the kinks yet in an NRL game. So I've got to go with the Cowboys. Just unchanged. Just no issues at the moment. It's going too well for the Cowboys. Surely, a big name is going to get injured this season. It can't go that smoothly. So, Cowboys to win this game, but the Eels could. It's hard to tell. Who knows how the Eels are going to play with Foran and Norman there? They could be very good. We move on to the Sharks v Dragons. So obviously Paul Gallen is out for, I think I saw 6 weeks. So, I don't think Paul Gallen's a huge loss for the Sharks, but whatever. I don't rate him, but I'm sure people do. Chris Harrington is suspended, which moves Jared Beale and Joseph Paulo honestly, they signed Paulo from the Eels, obviously. I don't know why Paulo's not in the side. He is a beast. He's such a good player. I would have Paulo instead of Chris Hyington any fucking day of the week. But the Sharks, I am picking the Sharks. And for the Dragons, Jake DeBellin and Tyson Frizell just swap positions. So yeah, picking the Sharks after losing to the Cowboys it was a tight game. Now they're at home. Pretty much the Sharks at home were difficult to beat when the Sharks were shit. So now the Sharks are actually got a decent side. They're going to be even tougher to beat at home. I think they'll probably blow... Well, I don't know. The Dragons were good against the Storm as well, so... Or actually, not that good. A lot of errors, but their defense is still good. So the Sharks might not blow them away, but I think the Sharks will win comfortably. Next, we have the Storm v Titans. So this is the last... No, it's not. It's not the last game. What am I talking about? The Storm are the exact same. And the Titans... Okay, so this is a bit weird. Zillman and Douglas have been included, but Zillman can't play fullback. It's as simple as that. David Mead has to stay at fullback. He's a better fullback. I think Josh Hoffman is a much better fullback than Zillman, but Zillman is obviously the captain, so I don't know where they're going to put him. I think it weakens their side a lot with having Mead on the wing and Zillman at fullback. You just need David Mead involved. He's a great player. But I gotta pick the Storm. Although I want the Titans to win, it's at Amy Park. The Storm are unchanged. Billy Slater's back, looking pretty good. They got the big three or the big four with Jesse Bromwich, I'm including, and then just a good forward pack, good back line. Cameron Munster actually, he didn't play last game, did he? He's not playing, is he? Cameron Munster. I thought he was out for like a few weeks still with an injury. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He didn't play last game, I'm sure. Am I imagining things? I'm sure Munster wasn't named in the side. I'm probably... Oh god. I should know these things. People are gonna comment, being all mad, but nah. People, just let me know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Munster didn't play. I don't know why I'm going on about this, but... So if Munster obviously into the side, I gotta pick the Storm. Although I want the Titans to win, the Storm will just have a bit too much for the Titans. I don't think the Titans get blown off the park because, like I said, their forward pack is so solid and their backline is decent. So, moving on to the actual last game of the season, West Tigers v the Seagulls. This one is a tough one, honestly. So, Luke Brooks returns. Whether or not that's a good thing or not, I'm not too sure. Obviously, he would be in the strongest side, but they played pretty good without him. We'll see how he goes. Dean Hallertau also returns from suspension, so he'll start at hooker. Obviously, Charrington moves to the bench. Nothing else really of note, of change, I guess. And the Seagulls are a bit changed here, so obviously Brenton Lawrence comes onto the change, which just blows my mind that Brenton Lawrence wasn't in the side round one. Like, maybe he was still injured, but it didn't say that. It just said he wasn't picked. So, I don't know. Brenton Lawrence was, like, their best player for, like, a good couple of years. Last year, obviously, he was out injured pretty much the whole year, but he's one of the best props in the comp when he was playing. So, the fact that they didn't pick him was a bit weird. Josh Starling goes to the front row. Trbojevic goes to lock. Tapau into the back row. It's a tough one. I am going to go with the Seagulls, though. The Seagulls can't let me down 2 weeks in a row, surely. West Tigers, I just can't see them fucking winning. I couldn't see them winning last week. I can't see them winning this week. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But they're my tips. Hopefully I get 8 out of 8 this week. Not bad last week, 5. But yeah, write in the comment section who your tips are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I will see you boys next time.